facilitate the better swappage. But anyway.
Anyway, also Tipsy is our second Necro for Tile Lines, followed by Rogue Sven running Guardian, and I think, well, I already did Jerry, but let's see what's going on here at the split. We're seeing Tile Lines go in for the Chieftain, piling up here as Red sends a little raiding party of their own to the Henge and just try and sort of deal with everyone here at the Henge here. Let's see who's actually over here for Red. That's going to be Handsome Man opting to go up to the Keep to support his team, and then also Holy Song is here trying to put some aggression on the players from Tile Lines.
Indeed, we do have that starting off right now. So very interesting opener. We have Red Team moving their, rather crossing their way over here to the Henge, possibly to counter Blue Team from going directly up to Keep a little bit there, in addition to putting some aggression on Henge. But because Blue Team decided to go for their boss, which they didn't kill off the bat, the fight did end up moving over here to Keep, as you would usually expect.
Blue, look at the turret placement on Keep. Just go to the viewpoint.
Oh my goodness.
There's a rocket turret, and the way those turrets are set up, no one can really touch them.
So,
and that's hilarious.
They can get AoE off them. I think they can damage them. It's just the question, is anyone going to go through the effort of trying to kill them? That's something I've never really seen that before, so that's pretty interesting. The question is that going to do enough damage to facilitate the utility?
Absolutely, but I mean, it's managed to get the Shadow Refuge out of Vile Remix, and Roguesman did pop a Shield of Absorption to try and like soak up some of those bullets there. So it is doing some annoyance, I would say. The amount of damage, though, is sort of up in the air at this moment. Red Team has managed to kind of sort of force Blue off the point here. Ood from Vampire Katana is on point right now. Handsome Man coming to support. He's actually quite low, but most of the fight is off here to this Blue side stairway as Tile Lines is trying to kind of push back, regroup, and then push back again.
And we're seeing the spirits here again just being sort of cannon fodder. You can saw this with if you're running a minion mancer as well. It's just kind of getting in the way of a lot of the AoEs that could be, or not AoEs, the projectiles that can be thrown out here, in addition to providing all the AoE stuff, so it can flip the fight around pretty nicely.
Absolutely right. And we're seeing Jerry and Vile trying to do another push supported by the team, but Jerry's going to go down. Roguesman popped that Sanctuary on him. He's trying to come back for a later note. Ood actually gets the stomp. He was stabilized throughout the entire stomp animation, managing to get it off, and Monochrome and Ood are dealing with Roguesman. Roguesman just now healed. He does have Shelter, which is that guaranteed heal again, blocking every attack as you activate it, which is such a great boon for any sort of Guardian running it. Also, Handsome Man is going to track him down. Handsome Man, if you don't remember from the first week of this tournament, is a great asset to his team in that he can chase down those people. He can get those amazing kills, but he also does the objective play, going off and far capping when he needs to.
Well, that's just an attribution to the Thief's mobility and whatnot there, in addition to the spike damage it can pull out. It's very good, and it's, like I said, even on NA and EU teams, it's very much an almost required asset to teams at the moment.
Oh my god, we do have, so I can't tell. It looks like Vile Remix over here. Bastion Handsome Man for quite a while, and he was joined by Tipsy, and actually he's forcing him to pull back as Blue is descending upon the mine here. 4 members of the Blue team are over here. Meanwhile, Henge was decapped, but Sarafi has gotten back onto his home point, and Henge will be just fine for the Blue team.
Indeed, and over here at mine as well, Blue Team's wrapping that up as well, so I think we are going to see control being exercised over those 2 side points. Red Team is now going to have to find a way to break through that. They have solid control over the middle. I think part of that is that odd turret placement that we have in there, but they now need to find a way to extend their reach into other points as well.
Absolutely. I don't think either of those turrets have been touched. They're at full health here. Roguesman is going to be camping the mine point for the Blue team, but meanwhile we do have looks to be Monochrome over here. Monochrome Alice going in on the Henge point, going up against all of these spirits, plus the supply crate that I dropped down. Big old bombs going down, going to knock out Monochrome Alice off the point, but he's going to be supported by Raceline here momentarily. We're going to have a dual NG incursion over here. Here comes Holy Song X to join the fight as well. Blue, how do you see this going?
With the addition of Holy Song X to the fight, obviously 3v2 is going to be the numbers themselves, and with the addition of the buffs that could come out from the spirits, no 2 of them are dead, but they do have the Earth Spirit there, so there is going to be a lot of protection being drawn out onto his teammates, so I think that's definitely going to be a turning aspect of this fight.
Absolutely. Now, it's worth noting that the score is 207 to 190 in the favor of the Blue team, but then again, that is so close right now, Blue. We're 10 minutes in, Holy Sun goes down on the henge point, and the fight looks to be going in the favor of the blue team here. As actually, no, they seem to be pulling out. Holy Sun gets res by Monochrome Alice, and Raceline is just wailing away here on Saravi. Saravi and Tipsy are the only blue people in the city, except they're joined by Jerry right now. He's going to be popping his Flesh Golem Elite, and Holy Sun is going to be coming around trying to deal with him and get him in the back, but no, Blue's on the point. It's still decapped. It's still anyone's point right now.
Indeed, yes it is. Going over now. The Henge actually has gone into full control of the red team, I think, now, so they have managed to get that. They are, however, contested pretty heavily here as members of the blue team have piled into that now, so we could see it flipping pretty soon.
Absolutely. Now, also, off on the other side point at mine, Handsome Man is facing Rogue Spend for control of the mine point. And if red gets this and the henge point, which actually henge just is going to flip for the blue team here, then it would have been a 3-cap, which would not be good for either for the blue team, but great for the red team here. Meanwhile, at keep, we're going to see that Ood is on the point here, trying to keep it defended from Vile Remix, who's going to be going up on the red side of the staircase, or just bypassing it entirely to help the efforts at mine here, as Alice and Raceline, fresh off the respawn from the henge wipe, are kind of be coming here, and looks like Jerry's going to be going under that sanctuary from Rogue Spend, just trying to get some cover while everyone else arrives here.
Indeed, seeing that now over here at the mine fight, we are going to see that Shadow Refuge go down for Monochrome Alex, trying to rise him up. However, she did negate it there a little bit, so I do think we might see the stomps go off here in just a second, and yes, we will. That's going to keep the fight rolling. No significant winners as of yet, though, so for the time being, still pretty even fights. The scores at the moment, 291 points for the blue team, 260 points for the red team.
Absolutely. Now, it's worth noting that the red team does have 2 engineers here, which means they can double up their supply crates for extreme effectiveness if they do choose to do so. And I think they just did there on that point and managed to get decapped here. It's 300 to 268 for the blue team, but there's just so much red actually on point here. I'm surprised it hasn't flipped yet. But it's just a testament to Rogue's Fan and the bunker he's been doing.
And in addition, that red team does have the close proximity for reinforces as well, because their spawn is right there. So they are going to, in general, just have the numbers advantage for most of the time at this fight, because they can throw people out here. Although they are losing at the moment, because blue team has managed to hold on pretty strong.
Also, blue team did get the chieftain kill over there, which is so crucial. And then it looks like Saravi, who won Gade, is going to their 5th is going to cut through the mid here and come try and support them. It looks like we're getting someone peeling off to fight Spawn here. Might be Monochrome Alice, might not be, but he's going to be chased down by Vile Remix. So I'm in with Vile Blue, and he's just doing so much work on Alice. Just look how low Alice is compared to him. And yeah, they're actually going to start the Spawn here cap.
And so this is the thing with Alice as well, because she's running 2 turrets, she doesn't have a lot of utility to escape these sorts of things. She doesn't really have an elixir or anything like that she can use to negate it. They did get the boss kill there, so they were able to get that to res him up. But like I said, when she's not near her turrets, she's kind of in a tough spot, because she's kind of just out in the open with no stun breakers or any condition removals or anything.
Absolutely. Let's go to henge real fast, though, because there is a fight starting. It's going to be Holy Song X, and looks to be Raceline trying to get this back cap off while blue is kind of distracted over at where Spawnier was. There's going to be just a slight blue defense from Saravi, though. Saravi, of course, is that back point player for Team Tie Alliance. He's going to be the guy who is always where he needs to be in terms of that defense, and never really caught off guard, and he's doing a great job of he's almost this the point to get decapped. He's down right now, and Handsome Man is going to get the stop. If he doesn't get him up, nope, there's a stop on Saravi. So red team is going to manage to get henge. But meanwhile, at keep, we're going to see that Oud has been Jerry, Vile Remix, and Tipsy are doing so much damage on him, and he's going to try and ward them in and keep them off point. But no, that Ring of Warding will actually save them, as they almost got feared off. But there's the Wall of Light to force so many blue people away from him. And here's a stop from Tipsy.
And the stomp will go off there, knocking him out of the fight. Unfortunately, did not get access to the full duration of that stealth there. I believe he procced himself out of it. So that is going to go away, and with that, blue team's going to flip this in their favor and push themselves possibly pretty close to victory here now.
Absolutely. It's 455 to 374. Of course, this is a best of 3 or best of 1?
Best of 1.
Oh, this is a best of 1. So Roguespan really needs to keep this point here for his team, but it looks like Raceline and Handsome Man are going to try to peel him off here. The healing turret from the red team is going to be so effective for Raceline. Again, those turrets for these engineers in the red team are pretty much make or break for them. Here's Handsome Man and Oud to come support, but then again, here's the rest of blue team to also support. They're under a Shadow Refuge. I'm in with Vile Remix. He's just trying to get it, and he's actually pulling away. I think he's actually going to go back towards the mid fight where there is a slight bit of red aggression from Monochrome Alice and Holy Slug. I think what's
That's
interesting,
not gonna
yeah, it's going to be 500 to 396. What's really interesting about that was red team's turrets up top were always constantly up, which means that they did not have any utility for the engineer that threw them up there.
Yeah, like I said, the engineer, because he was running all that stuff up there, didn't have access to any sort of utility or anything like that. And let me switch over to our webcams here. So with that, it wasn't the best scenario for him because of the fact that while he did gain some Condi removal through the use of, I think he was running Heal Kate in addition to the Elixir Guns 5, in general, just didn't have a lot of utility to provide to the fight, and beyond that mid-fight, there wasn't a lot he could do in terms of defending himself. He could always put out damage, but just a little rough for him in total, in my opinion.
Absolutely. So the next, are we seeing the loser